Yo, what's up, you guys? I hope you guys are doing fantastic, and welcome to another unboxing video. I do them once in a blue moon, or just once every now and then. I've done like 3. This will be the 3rd one on this channel, I believe. But yeah, I had planned this basically for like a month or two, considering I was debating on getting this for about 2-3 months. I I'll explain in a second. And just in case I do end up titling this specifically, this is, or in case I leave out any details, I mean, this is the Blueberry Burst of the multi-platform one. Now, it's a big box and it's not as branded as the PDP guitar. By the way, I have the PDP guitar like right down there, but I have a feeling that I may not be touching that one after this because frankly, this one I think fulfills basically all my needs and more. And the fact that they also sort of probably a month and a half ago said that it also has PS5 support to play Festival due to a little thing that they added. Yeah, I may not be touching the PDP guitar. Anyways, let's get into opening this. And I will talk a little bit more about lore I didn't drop in the PDP unboxing video because I'm not going to repeat anything. I'm just going to add to it. And if you want to know that lore, you can go watch that. And also, if you do happen to be watching this and you did end up watching that video as well, welcome back. Pleasure to have you here. It's both new lore and also lore that I forgot about. So in terms of the stuff that I forgot about, I actually ended up playing I forgot that I think I played Lego Rock Band on the DS. I can't like I do remember I had the little doohickey in one of the games. I think it was Lego Rock Band if I remember correctly. I'm not like totally sure, so don't quote me on it, but don't quote me on my own memory. Okay, am I even opening this efficiently? But besides that, in terms of like new lore, and I don't know if I'm calling it lore, but in the last couple months, I have actually in my last unboxing video, I said I could only play on medium. Well, update, I can play on hard now. Whoopee, yippee. I decided to try out something that the creator Akai, it's either Asai or Akai, I apologize, whichever one it is. He said to like try and do index finger on the top 2 buttons, and I just tried it and then went from there, you know, just not giving up on it, and I can now play on hard. I'm not like that good, but I can certainly play it. Oh, now here, okay, never mind. Also, I did that in a way where I did not show any of my information, so that's good. I take it back, the presentation, if they sell it like this in stores, you can kind of see it on the face cam, but you know. Also, again, I apologize, I am not exactly super experienced with unboxing videos, but I get better at every attempt I do. I swear, and hopefully I don't regress. But let's take this shit out of its box, or out of its shipping box, I should say, because yeah, this is thumbnail right here. But yeah, this is the box. I gotta say, presentation wise, it looks a lot cooler than the PDP one. I'm going to be harping on the PDP one a lot. But here's the thing. That one served me well for a year. Hold on, let me just. Yeah, it served me well for a year, but goodbye. I think one of the reasons I'm actually going to like this one a lot more is because it has, I don't think you could get this with Rock Band buttons. You had to get that neck separately. That sounds so weird when you're not like versed with the words. It sounds really weird. It sounds like, I don't know. But yeah, it comes with Guitar Hero head instead of a Rock Band head, which the buttons are different. If you are not familiar with rhythm games, they are different. But yeah, the box looks really nice, to be honest. And the reason I got the Blueberry Burst, see, that was another thing I was debating on. And it's the main reason I'm doing that is because I personally, I'm like, do I want to spend the extra money on like just the quality and such, or maybe I just want the original feel? And apparently, they made a change, sort of last minute, but on the black one, it does have a Hall effect bar, but it is the old type of bar. It's not like as prestige as this one, but they did add Hall effect towards the end. So it will be a different strum bar, but it will at least have Hall effect. And when I first saw Hall, sorry, I'm yapping constantly without opening it, but I want to say this, I did not know what Hall effect was. When I saw that wording, I'm like, ooh, fancy words, I don't know what the fuck this means. But basically, Hall effect, I think, sorry, it kind of feels like I'm looking this way even though the camera's over here, but I don't really have any space to do it over here, so that's just why the angle's weird, whatever. Hall effect, I think, is basically just a longer lasting, more reliable, like, switch for, like, a joystick, or in this case, a strum bar. I think that's what it is, because now I'm seeing Hall effect stuff more everywhere, and I'm sure some of you had no idea what that was either, because it was brand new to me. That's the first time I had ever seen the word. Let's open it. Let me stop procrastinating. Let me open this shit. But yeah, cracked. You guys were cracked on the packaging. I'm gonna stop. I'm a little sad. Tangent. I'm gonna open this while I say this, but I'm a little sad because when the PDP controller released, I was really excited to play it on like festival and such, and now festival's just kind of dead. And here's the thing, it's mainly because just nothing, there has not been a lot of quality on there recently. Like, some of the seasons, don't get me wrong, some of the festival seasons were like decent, good, etc., but they haven't really been doing much with it, and it's just sad, which is part of the reason why I'm actually glad I got this, because now I can play the other Guitar Hero games, and you guys know I got a PS3, so we're gonna be testing that shit. So we have like a sticker. Oh, and they include the key jam mode. The key jam mode is the mode they talked about recently, which basically allows you to play this on PS5 for festival. It's the 9th mode, I believe, and they also have this, which is for the back of this. Yeah, the top, the right here, right here. I'll do my best to, you know, talk about every like single aspect of it, because there's more to it than the PDP one. I keep referencing back to the PDP one, but honestly, this shit is probably like leagues better, so it's earned. This thing does have 3 modes, by the way. It has wired, it has Bluetooth, and it has wireless, but with like a dongle, like, you know, headsets usually have for if you do console and such. In terms of the testing, I'm going to do wireless, but with a dongle, because that's probably the most efficient test. That's probably what most people would do, especially if they bought it for console or even PC. Some people would probably do wired, which makes complete sense, but I feel like the wireless with a dongle is probably the best test to do. Anyways, let me stop yapping. Let me get this out of the box. I'm sorry if this video is a train wreck so far. Oh yeah, it has a little warning, or not warning thing, but just let me show it on the camera. I do not know if that's visible in the slightest. It is probably not. Let me go ahead and mention it. It says USB wireless receiver inside, push and slide. Yeah, that's basically what it says. So I'm gonna take that off. But yeah, I saw that in I did end up watching a video from them yesterday or the day before, can't remember, that basically showed this part as well. You slide it. There we go. Okay, sorry, took a second, I had to pop. So you slide it, and then I think, yeah, you just open it, and then that is where the wireless dongle is. I'm gonna take this out because that is what I'm gonna be using. Then I'm gonna put the wireless neck, or whatever. I'm gonna put the neck on. This should click into place. Yeah, let's just take a look at this. Looks very nice. I know my mic is like kind of partially in the way. I apologize for that. But yeah, it looks very nice. In terms of holding it, not bad, not bad. I don't know what I was expecting, how I was expecting it to feel, but I think it feels pretty good. One thing I'm actually a little skeptical about, because it's for my own sake, just because of how I've been learning to play on hard mode. With that, in terms of like playing these 2 notes combined, I don't really know how I'm gonna do that, because on the Rock Band one, I was sort of putting my finger in the middle and doing it that way. If you guys know a more efficient way to try and learn, please let me know, because that's what I was getting used to, and it's not exactly ideal because it was also making my finger hurt. But another thing that was like randomly happening was basically my thumb started hurting more and more, just lingering back here. Maybe I was being too strenuous with my hand, but who knows? But yeah, if you guys know a better strat to doing this or to learning this, let me know. I'd greatly appreciate it. I don't know if this will, I mean, I probably have to, because the way I have my mic settings, I probably have to talk in order for you guys to hear this, just because it won't activate unless I do that. That's how if this is capturing on the mic, this is how they sound. Yeah, it feels pretty good. We're gonna test it. We're gonna do multitude tests. I'm gonna be testing this on PS3, PS5, and PC. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna talk a little bit so you can hopefully hear this. It sounds. Here's the thing. I can't really remember how the when I played Guitar Hero 3 on the Wii, I can't really remember how the strum bar sounded. I know Guitar Hero strum bars are more clicky, and Rock Band strum bars are not. That's something I learned actually leading up to the PDP one, because I was curious. Before I go into testing this, first of all, two things. One is, if you finish watching this video and you still have questions about this, feel free to like leave a comment, because I'm always happy to answer any questions you might have about this. I'm sure you can find information elsewhere, but if it's just like a quick question that you think I might be able to answer for you that I don't end up mentioning in this video or something, feel free to ask. I'm always down to help people. I try my best. Anyways, even if you're watching this video like a year from now, is my point. I usually always have my notifications on for YouTube on my phone, so feel free. Anyways, second thing, I did a poll about a month or two ago in regards to what my audience prefers for out of 4 rhythm games. I put Guitar Hero 3, Guitar Hero World Tour, Rock Band 2, and Rock Band 3, I believe. Of the votes on that poll, I tried to do it nonchalant, but it did mean something. Of the votes, there was 1 vote on Rock Band 2 and 2 votes on Guitar Hero World Tour. And I was gonna go with only one of those, but I ended up seeing a listing on eBay for both games together. It was like $20 after all the tax and such. But yeah, I'm going to be testing out both of these games. And oddly enough, I did see something recently where that it was because I know Ozzy Osbourne died recently, and I ended up seeing a post that said that he actually did mocap for this game or something. He did mocap and maybe some other stuff. I thought I thought that was fucking cathartic, considering this is the one that I ended up getting, and I had purchased this before I even saw that post. So I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know if I'm going to be showing any of his stuff in this, but also rest in peace to Ozzy Osbourne. I didn't really listen to any of his music much. I wasn't really a Black Sabbath fan, but I probably heard 1 or 2 of their songs throughout my life. Maybe. I have no clue. With that all being said, let's get into testing. All right, I'm back. It took me so long to even get to this point. It's been like 10-20 minutes or something. But basically, it took me a while to even get the guitar on. Syncing it with the PC and with the dongle, I had to do the dongle, and then I had to do this button down here. I think I had to hold it or press it, something like that. But that's what made it connect. I kept doing what I assume is the Bluetooth button on the very bottom. Also, since this doesn't detect it as an actual controller, I think I had to go in and I'm just gonna go through and replace all these because it didn't auto detect it or anything. This shouldn't it be tilt? Although that may not even be a thing. I might have to change that later. We're just gonna go in and play random one. I was looking to see like if there's anything I could play that's not copyrighted, but it's all right. I'm gonna play a little bit of this because I actually did see somebody say that Exile Lord is not copyright. So it's 20 minutes, but I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but I'm just gonna use it to test. Yeah, let's do that. All right. It does feel a little weirder adjusting to this because my index finger going to the last button, it does feel like more of a stretch than when I was playing on the Rock Band controller. But as you can see, I'm not as rusty as I was in the fucking PDP unboxing video. I've played, I've learned, I've gotten stronger. It might take a while to get used to doing the index finger thing with the top 2 buttons on this one. I'm gonna see if I can do it up here a little bit so you can see my motions a little more, because you can't really see if I'm not up like this, because the face cam doesn't work like that. I was just trying to see if the star power worked. I'll need to figure that out later on. It'll work like that for basically everything else, I believe, because everything else actually has those inputs. Just may not do it for Clone Hero. I also may not have the issues with this strum bar of accidentally inputting. I don't think I did have that much with the PDP controller, but I feel like I could recall a few times where that happened. I don't know how to use star power, but fuck it. We ball. All right, it's a 20-minute song. I think it's good enough for now. I think that's good enough for now. So yeah, it works on there. I just don't, I didn't get star power configured or anything, but it is what it is. Let's move on to the next thing, and maybe I'll get a better camera angle for that. All right, we're on festival now. As you can see, my camera is a bit different. I wanted to get as much of this in the in the actual picture as possible. I made a scene specifically for this within OBS. So, okay, so
The next day.
All right, so I'm actually back the next day, mainly because at first these weren't showing up, and I don't know I don't actually know what 6 is, but I don't need it because I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be doing this on hard, not expert, because I'm not good enough for expert. But yeah, they weren't appearing before, and I thought it was a bug, but no, it's simply that with the PvP controller, they automatic pro lead and pro base automatically pop up, versus on this, because it's a different type of input, you basically just need to have the setting on where pro lead and pro base always show up even if you don't have anything input. So yeah, that's the only reason why. Regardless though, we're just gonna get into this, and this is a non-copyrighted song because it's Epic Games, so it shouldn't be that much of a hassle. I might suck immensely on this song, to be honest. Oh, I love how it shows a little logo for the actual thing that I used to hit overdrive. Doesn't just show like a space bar or something that the button acts as. And I'm not going to leave this whole thing in regardless, because I'm going to chop it up, considering I'm doing this after I've already edited majority of the video and it was long. Well, it's lengthier to what I'd care for, and I am using like my wrist for it. When I'm more relaxed, it's easier to use my wrist to hit the overdrive or star power in other games. But yeah, when I'm trying to show you guys the guitar as I play, I'm in a strenuous position, which I've probably mentioned a few times in this video. Not yet, technically, considering I haven't gotten there yet, but at least in the video as you're watching this, because I'm playing this after all the stuff you guys are going to see after this clip. The most strenuous thing I would say is the fact that I have this like in my armpit right now, but it's not that bad. But yeah, it's not as difficult to hit the star power, but here's the thing, even afterwards, I'm going to mention it later on in the video, but I still haven't figured out star power, and I don't think Festival actually has the ability to do tilt, so it wouldn't matter for me trying it here. I do find it interesting though. This is like the only one where star power is usable after the first one. In normal Rock Band, you can't actually use star power until it reaches the middle, I believe, based off of what I've been playing Rock Band for, at least. It's not bad though. Hitting the notes is actually probably easier just because of it being a different button layout and it's not being as hard to press it. It's like easier to just push the button in general versus the Rock Band controller. And just a friendly reminder, this has to be in PC mode, not in PS3 mode, in terms of the little toggles on the bottom. I was initially setting this up and having issues because I realized that I was on PS3, the PS3 toggle, and not the PC toggle. And I'm like, why isn't it recognizing it as a keyboard, man? But that is exactly why. But yeah, it works perfectly fine on Festival on PS5. I don't try it on Rock Band 4 in this video, and I'm saying that as in this is, even though this is in the middle of the video basically, I don't try it on PS4 or anything. It's still a little weird to me. It's a little easier to hit than I thought, because I can, again, when I'm more relaxed, I can hit it with my wrist pretty easily. It does sometimes distract me though when I have to think about it and then hit it, but I think the more I get used to that, it'll be less of an issue. But when it comes to the old and I'm referencing something that you guys haven't seen in the video yet, I didn't get tilt to work, and I'm still confused on that as of right now. The next day, I don't know how to get that to work. You can't edit it within the app, and I'm curious if that's like a firmware issue or something. I don't know what it is, but I can't use tilt for star power, which sucks. But maybe that is something that they'll address. If not, I'm actually kind of interested to contact them about that if that's the case. Or if I don't know if tilt thing this thing can do for the PS3. They may have mentioned that that's not actually possible, but I don't know if they did. I have to actually like do a little research to see if that's even the case. Regardless though, moving on to PS3. All right, we're back. The connecting it to the PS3 was a lot easier. I'll say that as much. Yeah, it was a lot easier. This time I did use what I thought was the Bluetooth button on the bottom to connect instead of holding this down, this button over here. So yeah. By the way, I haven't played a Guitar Hero game since middle school, maybe beginning of high school. I played Guitar Hero Live. One thing is as well, I do want to get the other Guitar Hero games, and hopefully I will eventually collect them all, as well as the Rock Band games. And in my head, I was like, oh, I would love to platinum the Guitar Hero games. I know I wouldn't be able to with Rock Band because they also have drums and such. I know that some Guitar Hero games also have drums, but then it occurred to me when I was looking up the achievements and such, they're all online. And I think, well, no, there are a decent amount that are online, and I think I probably can't get those anymore, which sucks. But I have heard ways that you can like bypass it, which maybe I'll be able to do, but I don't know for sure. Not, then I guess I will not have those platinums, but I can at least get the trophies that are offline and, you know, say I kind of platinumed it. Back when Activision made more than one game. I do kind of want Guitar Hero to return, but at the same time, it's Activision, and current day Activision kind of sucks. This feels so weird playing a Guitar Hero game in 2025, man. Feels surreal. This tilt for star power, we'll see if that works. I'm assuming everything for the, because it just said scroll to the first dial. So we're just gonna get in and try. I'm just gonna do quick play. And I will say, I love the fact that Festival sort of reignited the rhythm game space, and I'm pretty sure basically allowed for these controllers to come back and such, which is, or to be new ones to be made, because there hadn't been new ones in a long time. Kind of still have to bring this up a little bit, but I can just stand maybe. My head's a little cut off, but it doesn't matter. I didn't actually know that later on Guitar Hero games had drums that you could play on, like a whole band and shit. I thought it was like just Guitar Hero. I only learned that like recently, like within the last couple months. I'm also kind of being strenuous by having the guitar a little higher up, so you guys can actually see the guitar. So it's a little different. Okay, I guess I might need to set that up or something. Let me try this. Nope, that is too far. Oh my god, that is so far back. Yeah, I'm gonna need to do the tilt. The button to hit that is so far back. I'd need to full on move my hand to do that. I don't even want to do star power. That's how kind of screwy it is right now. And I'm curious if I have to do the tilting within the app. I'm trying to see if I can just force it, but it doesn't look like it's budging. Maybe it's like just a sun motion, but I don't think it is. I'll figure it out afterwards. It'd be a lot more fun if I wasn't like positioning myself so specifically so you guys can see the controller. Oh, yeah, that's ooh. Eventually I'll get used to this controller. I can kind of do the double thing. Okay, at the top, I can kind of do the double strat. It actually hurts a little less considering there isn't like a divider there, like on the Rock Band one, like on the PvP one. There isn't like a divider that hurts my finger, you know? And it doesn't need as hard of a press. So maybe that strat still works. And I was just being overly cautious about it at first, thinking that it wouldn't work. But see, I can play on hard. I learned in the last couple months, man. It took a bit to get used to it, but it didn't take that long. It took me only a couple of days of just actually playing it non-stop and not going back to hard. Some things I absolutely cannot do on hard, or even expert for that matter. Some songs I can play on expert, but I'm hoping that I'll reach expert to be my normal thing at some point. But yeah, it feels so weird to have my index finger at the top there. Feels like I have to move my hand a little bit for it to feel more comfortable, but I don't feel like that's ideal. Might throw me off a little too much if I do that. Also, I do strum like this, by the way. I don't do up and down. In case that annoys anybody, I'm sorry. Okay, I fumbled that extraordinarily. Yeah, I really would. Yeah, because the thing to like activate it is back here. That is too far up from the radius. All right, moving on to Rock Band 2. But yeah, there is like stuff you can customize within the app for it. That's how you customize most things. I tried to before I started playing, and I had like an error or something, so I need to figure out my login to get into that stuff, because I'm sure it's part of the reason why I'm missing out on certain stuff, most likely. Like adjusting what each of these do, like each of the numbers on the dial, you know. Oh, MTV. I didn't know it was published by MTV or EA, I mean. But MTV was involved. I had no clue. And just in case, I mean, it's probably always at this point. This worked PS3 wise. This works for basically every rhythm game that came out. And I'll say specifically for Guitar Hero and Rock Band though, because I don't know because I know there was some other rhythm games that weren't from either of those people. I don't know if those work or not. I remember there was one, I saw some gameplay of it. I'm like, ooh, that might be interesting. And then I looked at the gameplay and I'm like, oh, this looks awful. It was a rhythm game by, I think, Konami, if I remember correctly. Oh, there's not much to start, huh? I'm guessing it's like you unlock songs as you play. Oh, I know that song. Sorry, I'm just noticing the cropping of this game. Is it because of when it came out? It was like earlier on. Sorry, just wanted to try and crop it to actually fit the screen. Yeah, that should be better. And there might be like a slight black bar on the side, but I tried to crop it to actually fit the screen. Wow, this shit was actually stylized. That's so cool. I wonder if the tilt will work for this without any adjustment. By the way, just from these two games alone, it's really making me want to get the other games. I'm kind of almost assuming that I have to switch it to 720p for it to fit the whole screen, but I don't know. It is a 1440p monitor, but I don't think that would have any relevance on the actual resolution set. Okay, I was just trying. It's gonna be the button again, which I can't reach. I need to readjust it. I'm assuming you can, or figure out why the tilt isn't working off the bat if it's supposed to. I had no idea that there was stylized stuff like this previously, because Rock Band 4 doesn't have stylized stuff like this, which is really cool. Honestly, tells you all you need to know. Go experience the older rhythm games. The body of this guitar does feel like it's made possibly a little cheaper than the PDP guitar, if I'm being honest, but I don't know that for a fact, so do not quote me on it. It might just be because it feels different that I think it was made cheaper. Besides the guitar itself, got these. This one was the special pre-order one, and I also should have gotten a pin or something. It might be, yeah, I think it might be this thing, the little white thing that's right there. But yeah, I pre-ordered this kind of shortly before they mentioned that they were gonna do a price increase on the pre-orders because of the like tariffs and such. I'm not even joking. That is the reason. And it was only like $5 more, I think, added onto the cost. I hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing. I hope it wasn't as bad as I'm kind of thinking it was. For most of you watching, I'm guessing you're brand new to my channel. So if you stick around, I'll see you guys in the next video. But besides that, I just hope you guys enjoyed it in general. And yeah, peace.